Hello and welcome back to video 3. We are working on a project to make a book using AI. In our last video, which focused on character plan and plot and chapter plan, we came out with a bunch of chapter outlines, and this video we're going to look at starting to write some chapters. So let's start out with chapter 1. So as you can see here on the screen, the AI has it here. I have a backup which we will need later on, but for now the AI should be able to look back and say, okay, chapter 1 is this. Right, so what we are going to do is aim for a chapter of 3000, and I'm going to put that into the prompt here. So please go ahead and write chapter 1 based upon our plan. Please, you don't have to say please, but I do. Please aim for 3000 words. Now, I've done a lot of these projects, and I'm going to let you know straight away that this 3000 words is not going to be 3000 words, but that's okay, don't panic. Let's see what it comes out at here. So click on that, and you're going to see here that we'll pretty much go back to the plan. We'll say below is chapter 1, Return to the Highlands, with modern day Braveheart inspired novel of Scotland. Chapters crafted approximately 3000 words. Introduces main character, and so on and so forth. So you can see here just how quick it's going to write, and we're just going to follow it here down the screen. Now, one of the problems we're going to come across is that when we go to copy paste this, whether you're mobile or laptop, is that when you copy paste from here onto your word editor, it might just bunch it all together. These gaps aren't going to be here where they should be. It's not going to be formatted in the right way, and for now I don't want you to worry about that, because what I found now, it's best to rework back through with AI. Start a new conversation. Once you have your 20 chapters, you're going to work back through those again, and you're going to ask it specific things, and one of those will be to reformat it. There's no point in doing that now, it's because you're probably going to be editing it or adding on word count or so on and so forth. So there's no need to focus on that now, because we're not formatting it ready for printing, if you get me. So let's put in a break here as well. Okay, word count notes. This is approximately 3000. Setting, blah blah blah. Emma, introduce, for death, parallel, attentions. So if you want adjustments or deeper dive in certain areas, let me know. So what I would recommend you do is to read that. I would say, like, you can do a book without reading it and just go ahead, but at the end of the day, you want to make something that's good quality. So you might reread this and say, okay, her scar itched a thin pale line across her left cheek. You might read that and say, actually I want that on her right cheek. So there's always going to be something that comes out in the works. Now, this is for demonstration purposes, so I'm not going to make any changes to this as such. So let's go ahead and copy paste. Now, it's quite likely I'll make changes later on. So let's copy that. Again, this process of copying and pasting might work differently. On mobile, what I would do is you can kind of highlight this and then you drag it down to here, which goes over the ask kind of thing, and then you can copy that, email it to yourself, or email it to your laptop, or do something from there. It also, I think, when you highlight it like this on a mobile, it gives you a share button as well, to share it. So anyway, I have copied that, I think, and let's paste. Okay, so as you can see, it's bunched it all together. It has put in the break, but it is all bunched together, and don't worry about that too much. The only thing I do at this point is just to go up to where the chapter name is and put in a bit of a space. And the reason why that is when you have 20 chapters here and you want to go back look for chapter 2, it's going to make it a little bit easier. Now, this break here, I don't know whether I want it yet or not, and so I'll come back and sort that out later. So I'm going to go ahead and save that as, oh my goodness, I need a name for the book. Let's ask the AI. Can you give me some name ideas for the book? I did not spell ideas right. I think it's this keyboard. Okay. Highland Defense. Now, the Scar of Freedom. Rebel's Oath. Tartan Steel. The Fire of... people might struggle to pronounce that one. But that might make it stand out. You never know. Against the Crescent. The Last McLean. Sounds like the last toothpaste. Freedom's Edge, Moors of Rebellion, Nuclear Dawn, Highland Reckoning, Blood of Heather, The Soldier's Return, Crescent and Claymore, The Price of Alba. Okay, out of all of those, I like the Scar of Freedom. I'll let it know. Let's go with the Scar of Freedom. Okay. Now I know what to save this as. Right, so save as desktop. The Scar of Freedom. Just put like version 1. Because you are going to have maybe 3 versions at least. Okay. We have chapter 1 done already. Now, yes, if you're taking this project seriously, you're going to be reading that and editing it. Now, there's different options to that. You can get all the chapters together and then work back through, use the AI to help you edit it and get rid of and update things. Or you could just do it so that the AI has done your 20 chapters. You take that as a starting point and you then write and increase and make that work for you. You just use it as a base model, shall we say. So you can go either way. So I also want to do chapter 2 today, just because I want to raise one of the tips I have for you, which is, let me show you now. Please go ahead with chapter 2. Please aim for 3,200 words. Now, why have I gone up 200 words? Well, from working with this for a long time, and the first time I ran a project, I done a whole thing of trying to get the AI to self-analyze and wondering why, I'd ask for 3,000 words, it give me 1,000. So what generally tends to happen with this AI at the moment, and there might be upgrades and updates later on, is that as you go along, as this chat window gets longer, it doesn't seem to be able to process long requests anymore. So the first one came out 1900. So the next one if I didn't do that, it might come out at 1700, and it will keep on shrinking as it goes along. So each time I am putting in the request for the next chapter, I'm going to increase the request by 200 words to try and account for some of that drop off. Now, as I said, you might be rewording this, or you might be reworking this and increasing word count. At that point, you might get it to rework it and say, okay, focus on the dialogue and increase dialogue or increase descriptions or that kind of thing. So that's it. It's writing chapter 2 away here nicely, and when it's finished, we're going to copy paste, and we have the first couple of chapters done. There we go. It has said it has done 3,180, so I doubt it, but we're learning to work with AI and not. If you begin questioning that, you'll end up with a whole long conversation and no solution at the moment. So we work as it is. Right. Copy paste. We are now at 3,500 words between the two. So it's done about 1,700 on that second chapter. But it is what it is. We are going to increase this later on. So we now have a 3,500 word story, and yeah, it's going okay. You might say, okay, that drop off is too much, so next time I'll bump up the request on the AI and say, okay, last time I wanted 3,200, this time I want 3,600. Maybe adding 200 on is not enough. But you could see how if someone was working with this, they could easily get frustrated. But if your word count keeps dropping, do not give up. It will all work out in the end. Trust me. I've done this many times. So, again, if you want to check out some of the links to Amazon of some of the projects I've completed, you can check that out. And please like and subscribe. Thank you.